I used to think the worst day of my life was the day that I lost Logan. I was wrong. The worst day is not the day that they leave. The worst day is every single morning after that. When you open your eyes and for one beautiful, cruel second, you forget they're gone and then it crashes back in. It breaks you all over again. In September 2024, I lost my only son, Logan. I remember everyone telling me, just get through the memorial service. Just get through the first month. It gets easier with time. But nobody told me about 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm all alone crying. And nobody told me about reaching for my phone before I even opened my eyes, thinking, I need to message Logan just to say good morning, sweetie. Have a wonderful day. Nobody told me that grief doesn't happen once. It happens every single morning for the rest of our lives. I've been following some grief groups for bereaved mamas, mothers who've lost children at every age, every circumstance. And when I read their words, I see myself. Every single one of them says the same thing. It's not the day, it's every day after. It's waking up to a world that no longer has your child in it and having to choose all over again to keep living. I want to tell you why it happens, because when I understood this, it changed everything for me. And when you sleep, your brain reorganizes, it processes, it resets. Every single morning when you wake up, your brain has to re-register your reality all over again. And for everyone else, that means remembering their calendar or their to-do list, their plans for the day. But for us, for grieving mothers, for bereaved hearts, it means remembering that loss fresh, raw, every single morning. That is not weakness. That is not you failing at grief. That is not you not healing fast enough. That is your brain holding on to how much you loved them. Your brain never stops loving them. It never stops expecting them to walk through the front door. And here's the tension that no one talks about out loud. Society gives you a week, maybe 2. The casseroles stop coming, the calls stop, the check-ins stop. Everyone goes back to their normal life. But you wake up every morning in the same bedroom, the same silence, the same absence. And you have to pull yourself together and walk out that door like your world isn't shattered, like you aren't carrying a weight that no one else can even see. That takes a kind of courage that nobody ever names. Getting out of the bed every morning when the grief hits like a ton of bricks, before your feet even touch the floor, that's one of the bravest things a human being can do. But here's where God showed up for me. And I want to share this because it carries me every single morning. Lamentations 3:22 and 23. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness, new every morning. Not new once, not new when you feel ready, not new when you've cried enough, not new when the grief gets lighter, new this morning. The morning you woke up broken, the morning you couldn't breathe, the morning you thought, I can't do this anymore. God doesn't wait for you to pull yourself together before he shows up. He meets you in the 3 a.m. darkness. He meets you in that second just before you open your eyes, before the grief comes rushing back in. He's already there. And Psalms 56:8 says, God keeps your tears in a bottle. Not one tear is wasted. Not one 3 a.m. cry goes unseen. Not one morning you woke up gasping went unnoticed by God who made you. Every morning that you break, he brings new compassion. Every morning that hits like a ton of bricks, he is there to catch you, not to remove the pain, not to rush you in your healing, but to hold you in it, to be the God of every morning after. Logan is in the arms of God, but every morning I wake up to the grief crashing back in, and God sees me. He sees every tear, and in His mercies for me, for you, for every bereaved mama getting out of bed today, they are new right now, this morning. If you're waking up broken today, you're not failing. You are not weak, and you are not over it. You are loving someone who deserves to be loved every single morning. And I wrote about this in my book, God's Miracle Healing, how to find God in the darkest, most impossible times of grief, how to hold on to faith when every morning breaks you wide open. And I'll leave the link below just in case you need it. And I want to hear from you today in the comments. What time of day does it hit you the hardest? Is it in the morning, in the evening, a random quiet moment on a Tuesday afternoon when the world keeps moving on and you just suddenly stop? Tell me about it, because your story matters here. Every name spoken matters. Subscribe, because hope keeps showing up even on the hardest mornings. And with love always, Angela and Logan. But before you go, check out the video at the top of the screen for more hope and faith-filled content. See you in the next video.